Welcome everybody, it's number 17, and going to be breaking down this best of three $20 wager that I had with Adveda X, also known as one of the most dominant champions in esports fight league history. Had 7 title defenses, beat some of the best players in the game, and he felt the need to call me out with a lot of profanity, to say the least. And he wanted to do a best of 3, 5-round fights though, not 2 3-round fights and then a 5-rounder. So, what can I say about Adveda? Adveda's a phenomenal grappler, like really, really good grappler. But I was kind of confused that he wanted to match Mike Thompson. I guess it would be to take away whatever advantages I would have on the feet. Although I was really expecting him to go with, say, Georges St. Pierre or maybe Donald Cerrone. You know, somebody that had like a low single or anything. Because you're not going to be able to grapple with Thompson unless you get a rock. But we're going to get this fight on the road. Now, the key thing with Adveda is that he does not necessarily like to, he leads the dance, but not in the way that you would think. He's not really much of a pressure fighter. He only starts to pressure you once he starts getting comfortable and he sees that you're hurt. And his whole game plan is winning the small exchanges. So I want to take that away from him. Small exchanges are like, you know, just like the little trade-offs that you had. And like a key habit that a lot of players have, including something that I've broken down myself, is that tends to alternate the high block and low block. So what starts to happen is that you start taking a lot of small increments of damage in between the fight, and it doesn't seem like it'll add up, but it does pay off. And he starts to have to run at me, letting me know he does not want to touch gloves. And I'm just throwing out a few feints in there, see what he wants. And I'm going to keep my strikes relatively small. And the best thing about Thompson is his footwork stat. It's really easy to slide in and out of range. I have a few set strikes that I do like to use with Thompson as a way to gauge what my opponent wants to do. And with Adveda, I know that in the first 2 rounds or so, he's really more so focused on my head. You know, anything that he throws to my body or he throws to the legs, I know it's just to distract me. So I'm keeping my high block on at all times. I know that his timing isn't the same as mine when it comes to leg kicks or whatnot. And I'm not going to overcommit early in this round. He starts off with a clinch with Thompson. That really caught me off guard. I guess he, I guess he wanted to grapple to build up get some damage going, but he failed to do so. And even when I push him against the cage, I'm looking to just gauge reaction. And he starts inching his way closer. As he starts inching his way closer, that's telling me that he's getting comfortable. So I just want to make sure that Adveda doesn't feel comfortable with engaging or getting aggressive to where I can't read what he wants to do. She does a little side kick to the head. Doesn't follow up with the side kick to the body. But all these small whiffs, they're going to be very taxing on our stamina. In 5-round fights, I am a little bit more aggressive. But in this case, I definitely had to be a lot more patient. So, got to kind of match the patience of this guy. So again, my goal is just to win the small exchanges. Chop him down. Give him respect on it, because I'm a troll. But, yeah. Whole point is just to get him frustrated. Frustrate the thinker. And then one adjustment that I know a lot of players like to make is once they see you throwing the side kicks, it's going to be sidestepping. If he sidesteps one of those side kicks and lands double hooks on me, it's going to be a rock and potentially a drop. And once I see that he starts to tee off in those exchanges in the pocket, I'm not going to panic and back up. You see right there, he threw that body kick a few moments ago, assuming that I was going to back up out of range. Just going to hold the high block and make sure I just don't take too much damage. Piece around, threw an oblique kick there for the measure. Jab rear hook. That jab rear hook is a really good frame trap, especially if somebody's trying to respond back a second too late. You see that he's only targeting my head. Only targeting my head. Let's check that kick, but I didn't get the damage I wanted. I whipped on that rear kick. If you stand still with those against a side kick, you don't really get pushed back. But right here, I felt like I already won a vast majority of the exchanges in this round. And we're heading into round 2. The game tells me great round. I got a first round, but this is a 5-round fight. And I take that real seriously when it says your opponent might make some adjustments or come out more aggressively. Be prepared. So I put myself in Adveda's shoes. I wasn't taking a look at his stream. But I knew, if he sees I'm throwing leg kicks, I know he's going to start preemptively low blocking, trying to damage my legs with a few checks. So I got to make sure, A, I throw my leg kicks as he's throwing his second strike, not his first, because he can check right after a jab. Or B, you see right now he's getting a little bit more aggressive. So I'm just going to go in and out of range, in and out of range. And now, Advaita is trying to make those reads that he made in the first round to land those pull counters. Too close for that pull straight. Yeah. Just about damage. The game scores damage primarily. Octagon control isn't a factor unless the damage is dead even. And if you notice, once my head health reaches a half, I'm immediately focused on blocking my head. Being that I do not want my long-term health to suffer. So right here, he's trying to keep me frozen there, kind of get my block to overcommit. One strike for good measure. And now he starts to throw out the extremely meta jab feint body straight. One key thing that kind of helps going against that strike. Now I know they're going to definitely get that range issue fixed next game, being that so many players have complained about it, being how unrealistic it is. But if you just recognize, it's going to take about 50 of those body straights for it to even do anything remotely damaging to you. And as long as he's not landing it when my short-term stamina is low, I can ignore it. So I don't really have to use it myself. Catch him on the entry. And you're noticing his output is increasing when he's in the pocket. Because in the first round, it was just 1-2 strikes. 1-2, 1-2. Now it's going to 3-4 pieces. And he's making sure that they all land on my block so they don't cost a lot of stamina. See that body straight barely did any damage. Jab straight lead hook. Being that we're in opposite stances, the block counter isn't available for me when he goes for that lead hook. I need to use it when he throws it with a rear hook. Something I keep in mind for later reference. You see that every single time I come in now he's firing off 3 pieces, specifically the jab, rear hook, uppercut. In my head, I was thinking about slipping the third strike, which is an uppercut, but there was too big of a risk of him changing up to a hook. I saw that hit stun. He's gonna back up. And I know he's gonna make the read on me trying to pull. So once he sees me pull, he's gonna either go to my body or start doing a barrage of jab straights. Good high kick. That's a good amount of damage. Block that side kick to the body. No, he's not gonna put me in no tie clinch. He's gonna circle. He whiffs on that kick. And real key thing I like to do when somebody whiffs is kind of straight lead body hook, especially when I have that frame advantage. And all it is right now is just small exchanges. Chopping down the head, chopping down the body, and chopping down the legs. Whiffs on that. Smack him up top to the head. He's gonna back up, give it respect on again, even though he ain't feeling too friendly right now. So definitely got 2 rounds in the bag here. But so far, going pretty good. Nothing too shabby so far. I definitely assumed that, alright, it's now going to be later in the fight. Now, here's a problem with counter fighting or being too defensive. If you're too defensive, you run the risk of letting your opponent build up a lot of damage. And also, if you anticipate too much, you become more of a reactive player than a proactive player. So I don't want to allow Advaita to establish his own rhythm on me to where I'm constantly reacting to what he's doing. Look at that stamina. I got a full bar. Nice. Jab's a really safe strike to kind of just get out of range. My block is fine. And now being that he's back in southpaw, I want to go back. I mean, no, he was an orthodox. I switched to southpaw to get one body kick in. And I'm very careful. If you notice, I haven't thrown as many body round-out strikes because I know that he's going to look to catch and take me down. And just because I threw it once, I know he's going to be thinking about it. So again, the jab body straight doesn't mean anything to me. It's going to win small exchanges, win these small exchanges. One key thing I definitely feel like I should have done is if he was starting up a jab and he's starting up that jab from a distance, I definitely should have done a slip uppercut instead of the jab, instead of the slip straight. The body straight does avoid the slip straight, but if I go slip uppercut, I still get that vulnerability damage. So this is something I just got to drill more watching back at this fight. Literally, this fight happened an hour ago. You notice that little flicking motion, man. It means he's starting to try and check my strike. A little bit of lag there. He's streaming this right now. Now I let off a 4-piece of my own. I thought he was going to go for the uppercut, but now he does a really good switch up to the jab body uppercut. And now he's turning up a little bit of the pressure. Trying to get that jab body uppercut. Don't know what the hell happened there. I guess Jeff Howard used the force push on me. Good signature leg kick as he was coming in. And when you whiff a big strike like I just whiffed right there, it's really good to just stand still, rock your head. Because if you back up and you eat a head kick after a big whiff, it's going to knock you the hell down. So now Ayveda's trying to make me overreact to this pressure.
There's a body shot. There's a solid body shot. Just out of range with that right hand.
See that? Trying to get me the exchange with him. Body kick doesn't do much damage because he's in punching range.
Now mixing one end of the body. Good defense there.
Try to sidestep that body straight. But now I see his head off is flashing. So I know I could win the next exchange, and I do. I managed to rock him. Thought he was going to duck. He body rocked me through the block, bleed through. So I know I don't really have to focus on blocking my head. I won't back up too much, but I got the head rock, but he got the body rock. I got a little bit too overzealous going for that question mark kick. I really thought he was going to pull. If you throw the question mark kick and somebody tries to pull it too soon, it's going to track him. So yeah, I tried it. So unfortunately, all the work I did with my stamina at least wasn't for nothing. But makes the mistake of going for the jab body straight, and I tag him with the uppercut. Good head movement from Ayveda here, but his head is flashing. So I know I will be ahead in these head exchanges unless he changes something up. And I'm just going to use my footwork to get out of range. Good two-piece body combo that he attempted, but he himself got overzealous. So now he got dropped against the cage. And I know that he's going to be worried about his legs. Timed him with a front kick and then rock him, drop him with an uppercut. And his head health is flashing. His block is low, it's flashing. I know he cannot afford to trade with me any longer. He needs to get me off of him. He tries to go for a slip straight, and I tag him with a hook. And then this time he moves his head again while his head health is low. Sways right into a hook, and the first fight goes to me. Really slow start to the fight, but he played exactly how I figured he was going to play. You know, try to get me to play a little bit frustrated. But as the damage started to build up on him, you know, I managed to break him. And, you know, one fight away from getting myself $20. But that's a really good guy. This guy's really freaking good. Very annoying to play, but good. Now, being that the first fight was a welterweight, I know he said welterweight, middleweight. He didn't want no part of Holly or Aldo, so went to middleweight, and I went with the staple, Michael Bisping, with his 96 stamina, 96 endurance, and just a ton of stamina for Bisping. Now, being that how I played that first fight, very passive in the first round, I wanted to switch things up a little bit. Obviously, I was putting myself at risk, but because I played a little bit passive this round, I know he's going to make some adjustments. I mean, this is middleweight. There's a lot more power. So this time, because Bisping has Muay Thai combos, I believe level 2, and I'm very familiar with vast majority of the Muay Thai combos, I was going to play a little bit more uber aggressive this fight. So now he's getting off the pull counters, and I wanted to see how he's going to react. So right now he stays pretty calm. He wins a few of those exchanges. And when I have anybody that has Muay Thai combos, I'm going to look to chop at their legs once they're starting to focus on defending their head. So I just wanted him to think head, head, head. Fainting my way into the pocket, and there's the first leg kick. With leg kicks, once I get his leg health down to about 50%, I take out about 0.5 his power, or I think 5 points at least. 0.5 on that scale that Jeff Howard posted. So my goal, I want to take away Bisping's power. Power is 90, but his stamina is ridiculous. And being that this is middleweight, I know that there's a huge risk of me making a mistake, and that can get caught. So the better I can reduce his power, the better. This time's pull. I hit him with a straight. Now I timed up another leg kick. And him already switching stances shows me that he's getting uncomfortable. Goes back to orthodox, faded 3 shots in. And being that I'm Michael Bisping, I can afford to fight at a pretty high pace. Just stepping in and out of range. And again, similar game plan to the first fight with Thompson. I know he's only gonna really headhunt much. Doesn't have too much knowledge of the Muay Thai combos other than jab, jab, leg kick. So it's gonna focus on frustrating him. See that he's trying to pull. And when you see somebody trying to move their head, you want to target their legs. If they're so preoccupied with your punches, you want to target their legs.
Keeping his head protected here. Excellent blocking. Good body shot. He's doing a great
Trying to
job
throw out the jab, trying to bait him to move his head. So far, he's not giving me the reaction I want, but I'm going to have to time that leg kick again. Jab, jab, straight for good measure. Another leg kick. That one was really bad range. I didn't get much damage on it. Another bad one at range. I didn't expect him to back up. So now I realize, all right, he's going to start crowding me now. Which is what you got to do against somebody who's throwing the amount of leg kicks I'm throwing. So once he starts making a read there, he pulls it really well, but wrong choice of strikes. When you're in that close punching range, if you pull, you want to go with the lead uppercut. So I'm going to fuck off with the knees. Keep body straightening them and ram up those knees. But when you're that close to where he was, you want to go lead uppercut hook. You don't really necessarily want to go straight lead hook. But I feel like, all right, I did a lot of the work on his legs already. As you can see, it's already pretty low. Or if a little small block break can make him flash. I see he's trying to bait that slip straight. And you see the way his block is just going up and down, up and down. That means he's really trying to get this check. He really wants to get a check to check my leg kicks. Now the next round, I believe I slow it down a little bit with regards to the leg kicks, since I know he's going to be more preoccupied with trying to check them. And that's where the key thing I said in the first fight is going to take. It's going to appear here. You see that? Feint to the leg kick, he low blocks. I'm going to fire a lot more head strikes. I do know that he's going to try to pull. And it's just a matter of anticipation. Good combo. When he moves his head, that's going to be the only time I target the legs. I'm going to body uppercut. Nice, but again, wrong choice of strikes. He went straight. Lead hook. Should have gone uppercut. And now that his, I believe that's his left leg that's down to half and started flashing. I think his power is now reduced to about 87 or 86. Still has a good amount of stamina, so he's still going to be doing that amount of damage. So I want to start winning these exchanges with the hooks. One thing I do know is that a lot of players, they don't know how to block counter the hooks. Hit him with the rear hook uppercut. I went balls out there trying to hope that he was going to move his head, but I know I got the rock. And now that his head is hurt, I'm going to target the legs a little bit more. Slip that straight strike with the moving jab straight in. My head is not flashing, so just got to focus on my head. Trying to frame trap me with a jab or hook. And one body kick doesn't really do much. Now I catch him with a straight lead hook, uppercut, rock him again. Really thought he was going to duck for some reason. And the feints are just getting Miles to overreact here. Good straight to the body. So jab, he's feinting the body straight, and he's trying to force me to throw more jabs so he can try to slip straight it. Leg kick for good measure. No, leg kick, another leg kick. So now you see that he's trying to pull again. Good delayed rear body hook to land on my body. That other thing he did there where he went to my body and followed up with the head hook, that's really good to get some damage off if somebody fires off an uppercut.
Less than a minute now to go in round 2.
Tries to go to my body again. Uppercut. I got a little bit too overzealous. Gets an uppercut and rocks me. So I get dropped in the full guard. I almost get KO'd there. So here I just want to look to get the arm trap. Don't want to let him get too much damage off here. Full guard postured up. I got too overzealous. I thought he was going to try to slip. Being that I went lead hook straight. I thought he thought I would go for an uppercut. And nah, he pulled it and dropped me. I'm looking at the stats, man. So he dropped me, but he couldn't finish me. And that's definitely due in part due to his legs being screwed. So I gotta go balls out here. I want this best of 3 to be over. Definitely carrying the stamina advantage here. And akin to how he was in the first fight. Now he's trying to turn it up a little bit more. Definitely trying to get that slip counter off. See that he's trying to force it out. Now it's all or nothing. It's going to be definitely going to be targeting my body a lot more. I got to target the legs. I got to take them out.
He continues to land a high number of strikes here, just like he did in the previous round. This is a world-class display of striking here tonight.
I could have blocked out of that hook.
He's got to figure out a way to get that guard higher, Joe.
And now instead of going with the uppercut in my third strike, I'm trying to go straight lead hook in case he tries to slip in, anticipating the uppercut. Just doing little small micro changes, so if he makes a mistake, it's going to help me out. So despite his stamina, oh Jesus Christ. That was beautiful. He feinted the body straight to get me to lower my block, and he came up with a head kick. But I won the exchange there with the good old wombo combo. Tries to pull and tries to slip again. Me leading with the lead hook is giving him fits, man. And he's so focused on my leg kicks, he's not really gonna be able to time a block counter with that lead hook. And once I realize that starts to frustrate him, I'm just going to keep doing it. You'll see soon. Like, he really wants that slip straight. But damn, man, he rocked the absolute hell out of me. Surviving. Pulling. Matrixing the slip straight, that uppercut, because I knew he was going to follow up with that. Good body shots from Miles, but both his legs are screwed. So I believe right now Michael Bisping has about 82 power right now. His Michael. Obviously, I have low stamina, but I definitely have more than him. And he has about 4 body parts that are hurting right now. So that was almost a terrible mistake by him if I would have checked that kick. And now he's crowding me. He's doing the right thing here. He used to crowd me. So I can't leg kick him anymore. So I got to switch out to the body where I can. He's firing with the 4 pieces when he starts to back up. Back to the leg kicks. And I know he's going to adjust and try to go for his uppercut in the third strike because he sees me ducking. Then he whips on that body strike, hit him with the hook, and I rock him again. It's not going to be enough to get him out of here just due to the stamina disparity, but I know I can still exchange with him. Hit him with the lead hook, another lead hook, another lead hook. Oh, I could have blocked out of that too.
20 seconds left.
Another leg kick. That combo is really good. Lead hook, rear body hook, lead body hook.
Ooh, nice inside leg kick.
Illegal uppercut. Opponent is hurting. Yes, he is. He is definitely hurting. So this is, in the later rounds of a fight, this is where you really start to see where stats really play a factor. I know the toughness and heart of Bisping obviously help him recover pretty fast. He goes for a jab body straight. Again, for some reason, so close and eats another uppercut. Tries to slip straight me. I knew he was going to do that, so I'm just firing off hooks. I'm just wondering when he's going to pull so I can go lead hook straight. And he's still trying to slip straight. Don't get it why. Just going to feint that out. Back to the leg kick. Should have block counted that. Another leg kick. And there's the first pull. And he tries to pull again. Managed to get the leg rock. Oh, man. His power is hurting right now. Looking like Uriah Faber versus Aldo in the WEC. I went forward on that hook. If I plant that lead hook, it's going to come out faster so I can catch him. And there he pulls it. I should have slipped that. Goes to that meta combo, but his head health is hurting. Can't really do too much damage despite the stamina advantage. See that? Nothing's happening to my head. And now it's just a war of attrition here. It's going to be who wants it more. Uppercut beats the hook in the pocket exchange. Now the leg is rocked. And I know he's frustrated right now. If I wanted to take him down, I could. He's still trying to go with the slip straight.
How about that shin? Well, if you're going to leave your body that wide open, you're going to pay the price, and he certainly did there. As his
Jab body straight, but it's not going to matter much. Now, key thing here, when somebody's head health is flashing, right? Oh, double rock. This was cool. When somebody's head health is flashing, and you make them eat a big strike through the block, they will eat that bleed through damage. And Adveda X is out of here, and I win the best of 3 for $20. But a lot of things were going on in that fight, but Max just outthink him there. First fight, I was focused on winning all the boxing exchanges before I started switching things up to the head and body. This one I was really focused on the leg kicks because I'm not as good as middleweight as I am in the other weight classes for some reason. But I know like if I take away the power that the middleweight fighters have, I have a much better time and I managed to execute that game plan pretty well. And I don't want me some money, but big ups to Adveda. I like getting challenged like this, you know. Love getting challenged. Speaking of challenges, for those of you interested or know of the ESFL, the ESFL is running some exhibition cards every week due to, you know, what's going on. So if you guys look up ESFL, get into the Discord. I will put that link in the description. Feel free to sign up and showcase your skills. I'm B03, winning the best of 3. I am out of here.